What if the world is moving exactly as the Bible predicted thousands of years ago? Wars are increasing, nations are divided, technology is transforming humanity, and fear grips millions of people across the globe. For centuries, biblical prophecy has warned of a final age unlike anything the world has ever seen, an age of deception, chaos, judgment, and ultimately, the return of Christ. And when paired with the epic intensity of Two Steps from Hell and their powerful track Unleashed, these prophecies feel more alive and terrifying than ever before. Tonight, we are diving deep into one of the most chilling mysteries in Scripture, the end times. Stay with us until the end, because what the Bible reveals about the final days may completely change how you see the world. For thousands of years, humanity has been fascinated by the idea of the end of the world. Nearly every civilization has imagined some form of final catastrophe. But the Bible presents one of the most detailed and powerful prophetic narratives ever written. From the visions of the prophet Daniel to the terrifying imagery of Revelation, Scripture describes a future where global conflict, deception, disasters, and spiritual darkness reach their peak before the return of Jesus Christ. The foundation of end times prophecy begins with the words of Jesus himself. In Matthew 24, his disciples asked him a direct question: "What shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Jesus answered with warnings that continue to echo across history. He spoke of wars and rumors of wars, famines, earthquakes, betrayal, and false prophets. He said these events would be the beginning of sorrows. Many believers today look at the modern world and wonder if these signs are intensifying before our eyes. One of the most alarming themes in biblical prophecy is deception. Jesus warned in Matthew 24:24 that false messiahs and false prophets would rise and deceive many people. The Apostle Paul expanded on this in 2 Timothy 3:1-5, where he described the last days as a time when people would become selfish, arrogant, violent, and spiritually corrupt. According to Scripture, the greatest danger of the end times is not only physical destruction, but moral and spiritual collapse. The prophet Daniel received visions that many consider the backbone of biblical prophecy. In Daniel chapter 7, he saw terrifying beasts emerging from the sea, symbolizing empires and kingdoms that would dominate human history. Later, Daniel described a final ruler who would rise during a period of global turmoil. Many scholars connect this figure to the Antichrist mentioned in the New Testament. The book of Revelation takes these prophecies even further. Written by the Apostle John during exile on the island of Patmos, Revelation describes a period of worldwide judgment, unlike anything humanity has experienced. In Revelation chapter 6, the four horsemen appear. The white horse represents conquest and deception. The red horse symbolizes war and bloodshed. The black horse brings famine and economic collapse. The pale horse represents death itself. Together, they unleash devastation across the earth. As Revelation continues, disasters intensify. Massive earthquakes shake the planet. Waters become poisoned. The sun scorches humanity with intense heat. Darkness covers nations. The imagery is terrifying, portraying a world descending into chaos as humanity refuses to turn from corruption and rebellion. At the center of these prophecies stands one mysterious figure, the Antichrist. According to 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4, he will rise during a time of instability, and present himself as a powerful leader capable of bringing peace and order. Revelation 13 describes him as a beast who gains authority over nations and demands worship from the world. One of the most debated aspects of Revelation is the mark of the beast. Revelation 13:16-17 says, "No one will be able to buy or sell without receiving this mark." For centuries, people struggled to imagine how such a system could exist globally. But today, with digital currencies, artificial intelligence, and global surveillance technologies advancing rapidly, some believe the infrastructure for such control is becoming increasingly possible. Another major focus of prophecy is Israel and Jerusalem. In Ezekiel 37, the prophet describes a valley of dry bones coming back to life, symbolizing the restoration of Israel. When the modern state of Israel was established in 1948, many Christians viewed it as a prophetic milestone. Jerusalem remains one of the most contested cities in the world, exactly as Zechariah 12:3 foretold when it described Jerusalem becoming a burdensome stone for all people. Yet despite the darkness of these prophecies, the Bible's message is ultimately one of hope. Christians believe the end times do not end with evil triumphing, but with the return of Jesus Christ. Revelation 19 describes Christ returning as a conquering king, riding on a white horse. Unlike his first coming in humility, his second coming is portrayed with power, glory, and authority. The final chapters of Revelation reveal the ultimate defeat of evil. Satan is judged. Death itself is destroyed. Then comes one of the most beautiful promises in all of Scripture. Revelation 21 describes a new heaven and a new earth, where suffering, pain, crying, and death no longer exist. God dwells with humanity, and creation is restored. At the same time, Scripture warns against obsession with predicting exact dates. Jesus said in Matthew 24:36, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man." Throughout history, countless predictions about the end have failed. The purpose of prophecy is not fear-driven panic, but spiritual awareness and preparation. Whether these events unfold in our lifetime or far in the future, one thing remains certain: the warnings of prophecy continue to echo across generations. And perhaps the most important question is not when the end will come, but whether humanity is truly prepared for it.